From a group of 8 math students and 7 CS students, we want to choose a 5-person committee, but we also want that the committee must have at least one student from each group. And so in how many ways, so how many committees are possible? How many ways can we do this? So of course, one way to solve this could be to split into cases. So for example, we could count committees with 1 math student and 4 CS students, then committees with 2 math students and 3 CS students, then 3 math students and 2 CS students, and so on. But today I'm going to show you a different way, which with a trick that might be useful in general when counting these problems and might make them much easier. So the idea is that we can count all possible committees without the restriction and then subtract the committees that we do not want. So first, let's ignore the restriction and count all committees. So if we count all committees, so how many committees? So there are 8 math students and 7 CS students, but we don't care about any restrictions. So in total, we have 15 students, and we want to choose a committee of 5. So you can do that in 15 choose 5 ways, right? So you can just compute 15 choose 5, and that will give you the amount of total committees. And now what we want to do is subtract the bad committees. So what are the bad committees going to be? So there are 2 cases of bad committees. So one is when the committees have only math students. So committees with only math students. And so in how many ways can you have a committee with only math students? So you have 8 math students and you choose 5 of them. And so you have 8 choose 5 ways of doing that. And then also you have the committees where you have only CS students. And how many of these do we have? Well, we have 7 CS students and we choose 5, so we have 7 choose 5. So therefore, the valid committees, which is going to be the committees where you have at least 1 student from each, is going to be all the committees minus the bad ones, right? So this will be 15 choose 5 minus 8 choose 5 minus 7 choose 5. And then you can go and compute this with a calculator. Remember that the n choose r was n factorial over n minus r factorial, where of course n factorial was just n times n minus 1 all the way to 1. So you can just get a calculator or computer or whatever and calculate this, and it'll give you 2,926 ways. So in other words, how many committees are there? 2,926 committees.